Have you ever felt trapped between the people you love most in the world? Forced to make a choice that could tear your soul in two? For 78-year-old Eleanor, this wasn't a nightmare. It was the phone call she just had with her son, Mark. His words echoed in the quiet room, colder than the November rain outside. "Mom, we love you, but if you're going to come live with us, the dog and the cat can't come. It's us or them." A choice between her children and the two souls who never left her side after her husband passed. The click of the phone ending the call was deafening. Eleanor's hand remained on the receiver, her knuckles white. The air in the room grew heavy, thick with unspoken betrayal. Beside her, Buster, her old golden retriever, lifted his head with a soft groan, sensing the shift in the atmosphere. Mittens, sleeping on the armchair, didn't stir. They were blissfully unaware that their entire world had just been put on trial. Eleanor's breath hitched. For the first time, her home, her sanctuary, felt fragile and threatened. Buster was more than a dog. He was a bridge to her past. She remembered the day Robert brought him home, a clumsy ball of golden fluff that immediately tripped over his own paws and fell into a laundry basket. Robert had laughed, a deep, booming sound that used to fill the house. "He's a keeper, Ellie," he'd said. "A bit goofy, but his heart is true." Now, Buster's goofy puppy face was replaced by a noble gray muzzle, but his heart, as Robert predicted, had remained unwaveringly true to her. Mittens arrived a year later, a scrawny stray seeking refuge from a storm. Eleanor had been hesitant, but Robert had simply opened the door. It took weeks for Mittens to trust them, but her eventual purr felt like a victory. This memory bled into a more painful, more sacred one from Robert's final days. He was in bed, his breath shallow. Buster's head rested on his unmoving hand, while Mittens curled up by his feet, a furry guardian. Robert had looked at Eleanor, his eyes clear and urgent. "They're not just animals, Ellie," he whispered, his voice raspy. "They're a piece of my heart I'm leaving with you. They'll keep you safe. Promise me. Promise me they will always have a home with you." She had promised through her tears. It wasn't just a commitment, it was a sacred vow. Their daily routine was a silent, comforting dance. It began with Buster's wet nose nudging her awake, followed by the soft weight of Mittens landing on the foot of the bed. It was the ritual of sharing a small piece of toast, the quiet afternoons in the garden, and the evenings spent with Buster's head on her lap and Mittens' purr vibrating through the armchair. This rhythm was her reason, her anchor in the vast, quiet sea of widowhood. It was a life built not of grand events, but of small, sacred moments of shared existence. The concern from her children had started subtly. It began with comments slipped into conversations. "Are vet bills getting expensive, Mom?" Or, "The house has a bit of a dog smell." Each phrase was a small paper cut, barely noticeable on its own, but collectively they began to bleed her confidence. They saw her companions as liabilities, a collection of problems to be managed. They couldn't see the silent conversations, the unconditional comfort, the life-saving presence. Then came the final phone call. "Mom, you fell last week," Mark's voice was firm. "It's for your own good." When Eleanor tried to protest, her voice small, "But Mark, my pets, they are my life." He cut her off, his tone shifting to one of frustratingly misguided logic. "Mom, think of the freedom. We see your posts on Facebook. We know you feel lonely sometimes. This is the solution. No more walks in the rain, no more heavy bags of dog food or messy litter boxes. You can travel with us. Be spontaneous. We are trying to give you an easier, better life." He called it a better life. She heard a description of an empty, sterile prison, proving he didn't understand her at all. In the days that followed, her home became a hostile territory. She saw it through their eyes. The strayed dog hairs on the sofa she never used to notice now seemed like a sign of neglect. A squeaky toy left in the hallway felt like a tripping hazard, just as they'd warned. She looked at her reflection and saw what they must see. A frail, old woman who couldn't manage on her own. The seed of doubt they had planted began to sprout, its thorny vines wrapping around her heart, whispering that maybe they were right. Sleep offered no escape. One night, she lay awake, the weight of the decision pressing down on her. She remembered Robert, laughing as a young Buster chased butterflies in the yard. She remembered the comforting purr of Mittens on her chest the night Robert passed away. These warm, vivid memories were then shattered by the cold echo of Mark's words. The loneliness in that dark room felt absolute, a terrifying glimpse into a future her children had planned for her, a future without them. On a gray Tuesday, she surrendered. Her hands trembling, she opened her laptop and typed the words, "Animal shelter near me," into the search bar. The screen filled with pictures of hopeful, sad faces behind chain-link fences. Her stomach churned. She picked up the phone, her heart pounding a funereal drumbeat against her ribs. She rehearsed the words in her mind. "I need to surrender my pets." Each word was a betrayal, a small death. It was the lowest she had ever felt. As her finger hovered over the call button, Buster rested his heavy head on her knee, his wise old eyes looking up at her. He didn't whine or bark, he just offered his steady presence. Then, Mittens leaped onto her lap, a rare daytime gesture, and began to purr loudly. It was in that moment a specific memory broke through the fog. Robert, weak but smiling, saying, "They're your guardians now, Ellie. Never forget that." Guardians, not burdens. That one word changed everything. A new strength flooded her veins. She closed the laptop with a decisive snap. She wasn't a victim. She was the architect of her life. Before calling her children, she opened a new search tab. This time, she typed, "Luxury, pet-friendly, senior living." Her screen filled not with rules, but with possibilities. She saw photos of a yappy hour social event on a pristine lawn, with seniors laughing as their dogs played together. She read about apartments with built-in catios, enclosed patios for cats to safely enjoy the sun. She scrolled through testimonials from residents, one saying, "My dog helped me meet all my new neighbors." It wasn't a place that merely tolerated pets. It was a community that celebrated them as family. Hope, real and tangible, bloomed in her chest. She called her children on video. When their faces appeared, she was smiling. "I've made my decision," she said, her voice calm and clear. "I appreciate your offer, but I cannot break a promise, and I will not give up my family. And yes, Buster and Mittens are my family." Before they could interrupt, she continued, "I will be selling the house, but I'll be moving into a community where I can be independent, safe, and where my entire family is welcome." Their shocked silence was her confirmation. She hadn't asked for permission. She had given notice. Eleanor's story is an affirmation that love has no hierarchy, that the companionship that keeps us happy, whether on 2 legs or 4, is sacred. It's a lesson about dignity and defining happiness on our own terms. Did her story resonate with you? Share your experience in the comments below. Your story could give someone else the strength they need. If this message touched your heart, please leave a like, and if you haven't already, subscribe to our community. We'll see you next time.